They didn't want you there, my dad said when I asked about the family trip I hadn't been invited to. I send you $2,500 every month, and this is how you treat me? I replied. That was it. I cut off all the money and blocked them for good. I was shocked when I found out my entire family had gone on vacation without telling me. I felt confused, hurt, and angry, but that was just the beginning. It all started when my younger brother Frank posted a photo on Instagram. Everyone, my parents, siblings, even my cousins, was smiling on a sunny beach, drinks in hand. The caption said, "Well-deserved family retreat, #family. I kept staring at that word, family, hoping to see a comment mentioning me, maybe something saying I couldn't come because of work, or that I'd be joining them soon, but there was nothing. I saw more photos of them at fancy restaurants, on boats, staying at a beautiful resort. I checked my phone, no messages, no invite, just silence. So I called my dad. He picked up quickly, sounding normal. "Hey, kid," he said, like nothing was wrong. "Where are you all?" I asked. He paused. "On vacation, without me?" He sighed. "We figured you wouldn't want to come." I was stunned. "You assumed? I send you money every month, and you didn't even ask me." Then he said something I'll never forget. "We didn't want you there." I froze. "What?" "You're always working," he said. "You bring the mood down. We thought this was best." He spoke like I was some outsider trying to join in. I was gripping my phone so hard it hurt. "I send you $2,500 every month," I said calmly. "I pay your bills, I've helped with emergencies and cleared your debts, and this is what I get?" He muttered. "Don't make this a big deal, you wouldn't have enjoyed it anyway." I didn't yell or argue, I just ended the call. I sat still, feeling numb, but I made a decision then. They were done using me. That night, I logged into my bank account. First, I stopped the monthly $2,500 transfers. Then I looked at the shared emergency fund, almost empty. I took the remaining money and moved it to my personal account. Then I blocked everyone, my dad, my mom, my siblings. No more being their bank. When I went to bed, I felt something strange, relief. The next day, my phone blew up. Even though I blocked my immediate family, others reached out, distant relatives, old friends, people I hadn't heard from in years. My aunt messaged, "Your mom is crying, what's going on?" My cousin wrote, "Did you really cut them off? What happened?" Then the guilt started. "You're selfish. They raised you, now you're turning your back on them." But one message stood out. An unknown number said, "You really think you can just walk away? You're pathetic. Enjoy being alone." I knew it was my dad. I felt nothing reading it, no anger, no sadness, just tired. They weren't sorry because they lost me. They were mad because they lost my money. And for once, I didn't care. I got up and made breakfast. They could say whatever they wanted. I wasn't going back. Later that day, someone banged on my door. It was my sister Teresa. She pushed her way inside. "What the hell, Samuel?" I crossed my arms. "What?" "Mom's crying, Dad's furious, they said you abandoned them." I laughed. "Abandoned? Like how they left me out of a family trip?" Teresa didn't answer. "I've been paying their bills for years, and they act like I don't exist unless they need money." She said softly, "It's not like that." "Isn't it?" I asked. "Did anyone even ask where I was on the trip?" She said nothing. "I'm done," I told her. "But they need you." "No, they need my money, not me. If they don't respect me, they don't get my help." She looked upset. "They're our parents, we can't just leave them." "Then you take care of them." She blinked. "What?" "You heard me, you pay their bills, let's see how long you last." She looked down, silent. "Yeah, thought so." She turned to leave, then paused. "They won't stop." "Neither will I." She left. I locked the door behind her and, for the first time in a long time, I smiled. Let them try, I wasn't giving in again. I thought cutting them off would be the end of it, that they'd be mad, throw a fit, and move on. I was wrong. The next morning, my boss called me into his office. "Samuel, got a minute?" he asked, sounding serious. I walked in, feeling uneasy. "Yeah, what's up?" He sighed and rubbed his forehead. "I got a strange phone call this morning, from your mother." I froze. "You've got to be kidding." I wish I was, he said. She told me you're going through some emotional issues, that you're making bad financial choices and need time off. I clenched my jaw. Of course, they couldn't guilt me, so now they were trying to ruin my job. I told her your private life isn't my business, he said, but I do want to make sure. Are you okay? I nodded. I'm fine. I just stopped sending money to my parents. They didn't take it well. He gave a low whistle. Ah, now it makes sense. Sorry they bothered you, I said. Not your fault, he replied, but if they try anything again, tell me. I won't allow that kind of harassment, even from family. I thanked him and went back to my desk, feeling angry. They were getting desperate. Good. I checked my phone, 17 missed calls and a text from my mom. Mom, if you won't respond, we'll get the whole family involved. They still thought they could pressure me. They were about to find out I wasn't backing down. When I got home, my phone was filled with even more missed calls, voicemails, and texts. Mom, why are you doing this to us? Dad, stop being ridiculous, call me. Teresa, they might have to sell things just to get by, are you okay with that? Uncle Dennis, your mom's crying, can't you just talk to her? Cousin Nancy, your parents say you're punishing them for no reason, what's going on? I laughed. No reason? I kept scrolling. Mom, if you cared, you'd help, we're your parents. Dad, you're acting like a spoiled child, you owe us. There it was. They weren't hurt, they were just angry. I stopped being their bank. I had paid their bills, cleared their debts, helped them constantly. And now they were calling me selfish? I threw my phone on the table and rubbed my face. They thought I'd given again. But I wasn't going back. I picked up the phone and typed. Me, I don't owe you anything. Then another. Me, I supported you for years. You excluded me from a vacation and didn't even explain. You only talk to me when you want money. That ends now. And one final message. Me, find someone else to pay your way. I'm done. Then I blocked them all, my mom, Dad, Teresa, and everyone who tried to guilt me. And after I did, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Relief. No more guilt, no more stress. No more giving up my own life for people who only saw me as a paycheck. For once, my money stayed mine. No sudden transfers. No desperate requests. No emergencies I had to solve. At first, I thought I'd feel bad. That I'd worry about them. But after a few days, it was clear, they weren't starving. They weren't in danger. They were just inconvenienced. And that made me furious. I had put my own goals aside for years to keep them comfortable. But the second I stopped, they panicked. They didn't need me, they just used me. And now that their cash supply was gone, they were scrambling. The first week was quiet. Then in week 2, my phone started lighting up again, unknown numbers. Voicemails. No caller ID. More texts. They were trying other phones. I played one voicemail. My mom's voice. Mom, Samuel, sweetie, we're just worried, let's talk, we miss you. I almost laughed. They didn't miss me. They missed their ATM. I deleted the message. But that night, I got a text from my friend Carl. Carl, hey man, your mom messaged me on Facebook, everything okay? Me, what did she say? He sent me a screenshot. Mom to Carl, Carl, I hate to ask, but we're worried about Samuel. He's cutting off family, making reckless choices. We're afraid he's not well. Please check on him. I clenched my fists. They weren't just guilt-tripping me anymore. They were trying to turn people against me. I called Carl right away. Before I could say anything, he said, "Don't worry, I don't believe a word of it. Just wanted to let you know." I sighed in relief. Thanks, they're mad. I stopped giving them money. Figured, he said, "You good?" "Yeah, better than I've been in years." We chatted a bit. And when I hung up, I sat quietly thinking. My parents weren't victims. They were manipulators. And now they were lying to everyone to make me look bad. That was it. If they wanted to twist the story, I was going to set the record straight. I made a simple post on Facebook, no drama, just the truth. Hey everyone, just to clear things up, I'm not having a breakdown. I haven't abandoned my family. I just stopped sending them money. For years, I paid their bills, cleared their debts, and helped them out. In return, they excluded me and only contacted me when they needed something. Now that I've stopped paying, they're telling people I'm unstable. If you hear that from them, now you know the truth. Thanks. I hit post and leaned back. Almost right away, messages started pouring in. Some people were surprised. Others were angry, on my behalf. Cousin Nancy, wait, they went on a trip without you and used your money? Uncle Dennis, I had no idea. You did the right thing. Don't let them guilt you. Aunt Ashley, I can't believe they tried to make you look bad. That's awful. Then people started calling out my parents directly. Uncle Dennis posted, how can they say they're struggling when Samuel gave them $2,000 to $2,500 every month? That's more than some people's rent. Another cousin added, they were happy to spend his money before. Now that it stopped, they're upset? Please. The lies my parents had been telling were falling apart. I could only imagine how furious they were watching it happen. Not long after, my sister Teresa messaged me. Teresa, are you seriously putting our family drama online? Me, I'm just telling the truth. They've been spreading lies about me. Teresa, this is embarrassing for them. Me, maybe they should have thought about that before trying to make me look crazy. She didn't reply. No surprise there. I bet things were blowing up on their end. But I wasn't done. They brought other people into this mess, so I decided to take one final step. I called their landlord. Hey Mr. Ryan, it's Samuel, everything okay? He asked. Yeah, just letting you know, I'm no longer paying my parents' rent. Whatever we had before, it's done. There was a pause, then he chuckled. I figured this would happen eventually. I blinked. What do you mean? He sighed. They've been late on rent many times, but every time they'd say, don't worry, our son will cover it. They treated it like you were their backup plan. Of course they did. Well, I said, that backup plan is gone. Understood, he said. Let's see how they handle things now. We ended the call. And I felt relief. This was real. They were finally going to have to take care of themselves. But it didn't take long for the panic to set in. That night, there was a loud knock at my door. I looked through the peephole. It was my mom. She looked a mess, like she'd been crying nonstop. I thought about ignoring her, but I opened the door. I didn't invite her in. What do you want? I asked. She looked desperate. Samuel, please, can we talk? I crossed my arms. About what? She hesitated. Mr. Ryan called. He said you're not paying the rent anymore. Yeah, I said. Told you, I'm done. Tears filled her eyes. We need you. No, I said. You need my money. She flinched. We raised you. We helped you grow up. Now we need help and you're turning your back on us. I laughed bitterly. You didn't need me when you planned that vacation without me. Or when you spent my money like it was endless. She didn't know what to say. You were happy to take from me when it worked for you. But now that you have to be responsible, suddenly I'm cruel? She cried harder. So you're just going to let us struggle? You'll figure it out, I said calmly. Her face changed. The sadness became anger. Fine, she said coldly. If this is who you've become, don't expect us to forgive you. I leaned against the doorframe. Forgive me? For setting boundaries? For taking care of myself? No. You and Dad are the ones who need to apologize. She glared at me but didn't say a word, because deep down, she knew I was right. Then I stepped back and shut the door. I stood there for a moment, listening to her walk away. And then I smiled. For the first time, I felt like I'd truly taken control. It didn't take long for my sister to text me. Teresa, Mom came home crying. What did you say? Me, the truth. Teresa, you're being cold. She's heartbroken. Me, she's upset because she lost control, not because she lost me. Silence. Then a message from my dad. Dad, you made your choice. Don't come back begging when you regret it. Me, I won't. And I meant it. They wanted to make me feel bad. They thought I'd cave. That I'd come back and fix everything. Not this time. Days passed. Then a week. Then 2. No calls. No texts. And it felt amazing. For once. My paycheck stayed with me. No surprise bills. No family emergencies. I could save money. I could think about my future. I wasn't their bank. I wasn't their fallback plan. I was free. And if they never spoke to me again, that was their loss. Because I finally learned something important. Being family isn't about blood. It's about respect. And if they couldn't give me that, they didn't deserve a place in my life.